Hi. We were discussing in the last class about the Grignard's reagents and its chemical properties. And we discussed about the chemical properties like the acid-base reactions. We discussed about nucleophilic addition reactions. And today we are going to discuss about SNTH of Grignard's reagent. It is new to you because you know SN1, you know SN2, but today I will be going to discuss with you SNTH. Okay. Before starting SNTH, I will have a small discussion on some questions related to acid-base reactions, so that it will be helpful to me in doing further numericals on SNTH. Okay. Let us go for a question. Let me start the day with a question. Okay. The question is very simple. Alkyl halide, if I treat with magnesium in dry ether medium, I'll get a Grignard reagent. Okay. And if this Grignard reagent is treated with ethanol, I got something like this. Now the question is, what is R? Or I can say, how many types of R are possible, including stereoisomers, including stereo. Okay. Now the question is very simple. Now tell me, what are the possible varieties of R? Yes. Alkyl halide, right? That means I can have a Cl here. Can this we have a stereoisomer? No, it's not possible. Second variety, this Cl with this Cl is also possible. Yes or no? Now, third variety, with this Cl. Here I can have a cis and trans. So total variety how many? For this two, three, four. Four varieties of alkyl halide possible. Yes or no? Easy? Doubt? Easy question? Tell me. Let us go for the next question. Now, before going to the next question, I have a very small discussion. It is may not be directly linked to your NCERT books on like that, but questions come from that. Okay, what is that? For example, if I'll ask you CS3, CS2, OH treated with CS3, CS2, MgBr. Okay, CS3, CS2, MgBr. Let me do one thing. Just write here like this. CS3, MgBr, methyl magnesium bromide. And what will happen in this? Do you remember that this is the active hydrogen, isn't it? Now this is plus, this is minus, this H plus will attach here. So what will I get here? Methane. If I take this in excess also, I'll get what? Methane. How many moles of methane I will get? 1 mole methane. Isn't it? How many moles of methane I will get? 1 mole methane. Because here if I take 1 mole and if I take excess Grignard reagent, then how many mole methane is formed? 1 mole. This proves that there is only one active hydrogen in this starting compound. Isn't it? Now, for example, if I'll take here, let me make this 2 and OH, OH. If I use excess Grignard reagent, Grignard reagent is in excess. What will happen? It will replace this replaceable hydrogens. What will I get here? CH4, 2 moles. Why 2 moles? Because excess is there, 2 replaceable hydrogens are there. It can give H to this CS3 and it becomes CH4, isn't it? You understand or not? Clear? Now, so from this what I determine? The number of active hydrogen. This method of determination of active hydrogen is called Jerry-Wittnoff. Jerry-Wittnoff method for determination of active hydrogen. Witness method for determination of active hydrogen. Here we determine the active hydrogen. Okay. Now, if I give you a question, can you do it? Sure. Let us go for a question. What is the question? Let me rub the board. Let us go for the question. If you want to write it, just pause my video and write it. The question is very simple. If I write here like this, CH triple bond C, C, C triple bond CH, C triple bond CH, C triple bond CH. Okay. To this, if I add CH3 MgI, that too in X. Tell me how many moles of hydrogen, how many moles of methane will be formed? Very simple. One active hydrogen, second active hydrogen, third active hydrogen, fourth active hydrogen. I have told you in previous videos how to know the active hydrogens. I have told you details. So here 4 methanes will be formed, isn't it? Yes or no? Now next question. Now let me ask you one more question. To this, if I add like this. Okay. Next, tell me how many methane molecules will be formed? How many moles? If I take here one mole, remember I have to take this as 1 mole, this as excess. How many methanes will be formed? This is active hydrogen, this is active hydrogen. Do you remember that this is also active hydrogen, because if H plus is removed, here there will be minus and a aromatic compound will be formed. Do you remember? So 3 moles of methane molecule will be formed. By knowing this value, how many moles of methane are formed, if I collect this gas, I can know by P visual inerty number of moles. By knowing the number of moles of methane, I can know the number of active hydrogen. Isn't it? Yes or no? Clear? Concept clear? Now, before setting SN2H, just go through my notes or revise my videos so that you can understand this SN2H, and it is a very important concept. Let us discuss SN2H. Copy this. The discussion is about SN2H. Okay. SN2H is known as substitution nucleophilic through tetrahedral, a substitution nucleophilic tetrahedral. This discussion normally is discussed in the chapter carboxylic acids and its derivatives. But I will consider this discussion here because here I am going to include the Grignard's reagent into that SN2H reaction. Okay. So before going to carboxylic acid and its derivatives, I need to tell you what are these carboxylic acids and its derivatives. Okay. For example, we are going to discuss about carboxylic acid, isn't it? So carboxylic acids may be like this CH3, or I can write like this RC double bond O OH. When this OH is replaced by a group G, so this G may be either halides to form what? RCOX, known as acid chlorides. This G may be alkoxy group to form what? RC double bond O OR esters. This G may be C double bond O OR, which will give rise to anhydrides. Okay. This G may be NH2, which will give rise to acid amides. Okay, which may be due to acid amides. Remember, these acid amides, these are called acid amides. Acid amides normally doesn't show SN pH reaction. These are called acid amides. Normally or generally, I can say, generally doesn't shows SN pH reaction. Okay, we'll have a discussion on the latter stage. Okay, so we'll only especially consider what XOR, OCOR and clear. Now let us go for the discussion of the concepts of SN. What is this SNPH? Look here. If I'll consider let it be X. Okay. Now it may be X, it may be OR, it may be O, C double bond O, R, it may be OH. Okay, it may be what? X, it may be OR, it may be O, C double bond OR, it may be OH. In this case, if I'll make a nucleophile attack, we know here the most sensitive part is the carbonyl carbon. Why? What happens in carbonyl carbon? Here oxygen is more electronegative than the carbon. So oxygen will become negative, carbon will become positive. So this nucleophile will attack which part? This carbonyl carbon. So nucleophile attacks the carbonyl. So what will happen here? Here we will get something like this. CH double bond O, nucleophile attacks, and we have X. When this nucleophile attacks, this oxygen becomes negative, and this is the spin. This is the intermediate form, and this is tetrahedral in nature, isn't it? In the next step, when this unstable minus comes back, it will throw out the most easily leaving group, that is X. Throws the most easily leaving group, that is X. So what will happen? We will get something like this. CH double bond O. So what happened? Here the X group or these groups are being replaced by the nucleophiles. Okay? So this is a substitution reaction through tetrahedral. Therefore we say it as what? Substitution nucleophilic tetrahedral. Why? The reaction proceeds through a tetrahedral. The reaction proceeds through a tetrahedral. And remember, the most important thing, more is the positive charge value or positivity magnitude over this carbon, more will be the reaction. Okay? More will be the positive charge magnitude over this carbon, more will be the reactivity. So what do we mean by that? I said it. What I meant by that. Did you copy this? What is this positive charge value? Look here. We'll take a broad analysis from here only. Now, let this be R, common for everything, COOH. Now, when this comes here, this will become negative, this will become positive. Now, you just compare and tell me in which of the cases, let me take this as X, CO, and here after X if I take O, C double bond O, R, C O O R R C O O H R C O N H. Now tell me, in which of these cases the carbonyl carbon will be having more positive value than in comparison? In this case, in case of X, X is having minus I and also plus M. And we know that in case of halogens, minus I is dominating then plus M. What do we know? Minus I is dominating then plus M. That means here minus I is activated. That means when minus I is more activated, carbonyl's positive charge is more. But in this case, if I consider this as the carbonyl, here partial positive, here partial negative. R is common in both the cases. Here the plus M of oxygen is dominating than the minus I. That means here there is electron donation, isn't it? Therefore, the charge magnitude over this carbon decreases. Plus charge magnitude over this carbon decreases. That means out of these two, who will be more reactive? The top one. Now let us come to this position. Here this is carbonyl carbon. Here this is partially positive. Here this is partially negative. Here there is a lone pair. Now here again plus M dominates minus I. Now tell me, will this plus M be more than minus I? Yes. And what will happen? This will decrease the charge magnitude. That means out of 1, 2, 3, who will be more reactive? This one. Now let us come to this position. Here again plus M dominates minus I. Again this is partially negative positive. This is partially negative. Here this donates and makes what? When this donates, it makes this the positive charge magnitude decreased. So what will happen? Again out of this 1, 2, 3, 4, this will be having more reactivity. Now come to this plus N. This is negative. So this is positive and this is negative. What will happen in this case? Again donation. So who is more reactive? Acid halides are more reactive, because what did I say? More the positive charge magnitude over carbonyl carbon, more is the reactivity. More is the reactivity. Okay, you understand now? Now let us go for a comparison out of 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me number it. Option A, option B, option C, option D, and option E. Now tell me, out of B, C, D, E, A is the most reactive. Now out of away from A, who is more reactive? Now tell me. Very simple. This is plus M, this is plus M. Now I have to judge where the plus M is more, because more will be the plus M, more will be the plus M, less will be the reactivity, isn't it? Now here this donation power of oxygen is being slightly disturbed due to the presence of the electron withdrawing group, isn't it? Here the donation power of the oxygen is slightly disturbed, minimized, lessened due to the presence of this carbonyl group, isn't it? This carbonyl group will withdraw this lone pair towards it, so donation is little less. So here near the oxygen there is no other carbonyl group present. So out after A, who is more reactive? D. That means after acid chlorides, who is more reactive? Acid anhydrides. Now let us take a turn in for discussion of this OR and NH2. In OR, this is what? R is a plus I group. So here electrons are donated. R is also donating. But in this case, nitrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. Who is having more donating power? Oxygens and nitrogens. So accordingly, we know this values. So who will be more reactive in this case? Tell me quickly. Who will be more reactive? First acid halides, then anhydrides, then esters, then carboxylic acids, then NH2. It's as I have written A, B, C, D, and okay, clear. Now you just see reactivity means its living group power. Now tell me, who is having a better living power? Here X are better living group. Then this anhydride part, this part is more better living group. So what did I say? The reactivity depends upon what? The charge over the carbonyl carbon, isn't it? So the first discussion with you was the electronic factor. What is this electronic factor? It tells that more is the charge magnitude, more is the reactivity over, more is the charge magnitude of positive charge over this carbonyl carbon, more will be the reactivity. So what was the charge magnitude? Where it was more? It was more in case of halides, acid halides, then it was anhydrides, then it was esters, then it was amides. Okay. Now listen carefully. Electronic factor is discussed. Now the second factor is what? Steric. See, more is the steric crowding, more will be the plus I effect. More will be the plus I effect, less will be the charge magnitude, because more will be the plus I. What will happen? They will donate electrons, isn't it? After donating, what will happen? The charge magnitude decreases, stability increases, reactivity decreases. The third factor is leaving group tendency, and remember, a good leaving group also favors this SNPH. How? Here, who is a good living group? Halides. After that comes OR. Sorry, after halides, remember, after halide, a good living group is anhydrides. Then comes esters. Then comes OH. And at the last comes NH2. This is the reason why I said that acid amides does not give SNPH reaction. Let me explain you with an example what I meant to say. If something is given like this, R NH2 with, let me rub this, if it is given like this, double bond O NH2 with X minus attaching, R double bond O X with NH2 minus attaching. So what will be the intermediate? Intermediate will be something like this, O minus NH2 and X. Yes or no? Both the cases intermediate will be like this. Now, when this minus reverts, the best living group lives. Now tell me, who is the best living group? X. So what will be formed here? R double bond O NH. So in this case, what will I get? First case, same product is formed after the reaction. That means here it is not reacting to SNTH, isn't it? But in the second case, what happened? This X is replaced by NS2. Second is reactive, whereas first is not reactive. You understand? Now let us focus on the Grignard's reagent concept. How Grignard's reagent can be applied to this concept. Look here carefully. So SNTH is what? Substitution nucleophilic through tetrahedral. Look here. If I'll write here RC double bond O G, just to specify and distinctify, let me write here R dash. Okay. Now reacts with RMgX. Now tell me, this is plus, this is minus. So you know carbonyls reactivity. This is minus, this is plus. This minus will attack this. So what it will form? Can I write here like this? R dash C O minus R. Yes or no? To this, what will happen? Here R minus attacks this, isn't it? And here what we have? G to this O minus Mg. Yes or no? This is the intermediate formed. Yes or no? Now as the intermediate is formed, this is a tetrahedral intermediate. Now when this minus reverts back, this will throw the G out. So what is formed here? R dash C double bond O. I can write it like this. R C double bond O R dash. Isn't it? R dash C double bond O minus comes. Now is it easy for you to understand? Yes or no? And this is the slow step. while formation of G minus is the fast state. Okay, is this the product form? Easy, clear? Now remember one thing, what did I say? If I don't take one equivalent of the Grignard's reagent, what will happen? Further Grignard's reagent will react with this carbonyl and S nucleophilic addition reactions will take place. So here I normally take one equivalent. How much I take? One equivalent. Okay, please copy this so that I can go for a further question. Please copy this. Now let's go from example first. Example 1. What is the example? If I'll take here CH3C double bond O Cl. Okay, so this if I'll react with CH3 Mg Br. What is this? Grignard's reagent. And after reacting this, and I have to only take one equivalent. Why one equivalent? Because if I take this in excess, this will again react with this carbonyl. Okay, so what is the product form? You tell me. CH3 from here, carbonyl. Do you understand or not? This goes to which mechanism? SN-TS mechanism. If tetrahedral is formed in between them. So yes or no? Now tell me, same question. CH3C double bond OCl, CH3 MgBr. Remember SN-TH reaction, and here I took this in excess. So what will happen? So in the first step I will get what? CH3C double bond O CH3, but it is in excess, right? So if it is in excess, CH3 MgBr followed by hydrolysis. Do you remember what happens? Minus C plus CH3 will come over here. So what will I get here? CH3 C CH3 CH3 OH, isn't it? I'll get a tertiary alcohol. What will I get? A tertiary alcohol. And two alkyl groups. Remember, two alkyl groups are from the Grignard's reagent. Don't forget this. Two alkyl groups are from the Grignard's reagent. Okay? And they will be identical. Write down. In tertiary alcohol formed, the two two alkyl groups will be identical as it is formed from Grignard's reagent. Okay? Copy? Next. Can I have the board? Listen carefully. One more question. Tell me quickly, okay? Third question. If I put here PH C double bond OCl with CH3 MgBr in excess followed by hydrolysis. Now you are very strongly intelligent to answer me this question. Excess matlab this carbonyl will be having two CH3 group and these two are from the Grignard reagent with this alcohol. Do you understand or not? Okay? Why? Same Grignard reagent is attacking twice. Next question, fourth question. Now tell me, if I have C double bond OCl and make them treat with ethyl magnesium iodide in excess followed by hydrolysis. What will I get here? CHC CHOH, isn't it? Why two ethyl groups? Because it came from the Grignard reagent. Any doubt in this? Now tell me. Let me change the question. CH3C double bond O OET. I was giving only acid halides. Now I gave you what? Ester. Now tell me what will happen if I'll make it react with Me, Mg, Br, 1 equivalent. What will happen? See, you have forgotten plus, minus, will attack this plus, isn't it? When O minus will go back, this will be thrown out. So what will be formed here? CH3C, O, C double bond O. So this, yeah, methyl group, isn't it? Doubt? Tell me, doubt. With what will have be formed here? Et O minus MgBr plus. Yes or no? Easy. Now tell me one more question. If I give here HC double bond O, OET, and make this react with same MgBr, no, let me make it Me, MgBr excess, okay, followed by hydrolysis. So what will happen? In this case H is there and two alkyl groups will be attached, okay, isn't it? Followed by what will be formed? Is it ethanol formed? Because ETOH, yes or no? ETOH will be formed. Hydrolysis, ethanol will be formed. Check it out. Okay? Clear? In place of H3O plus, I can also take what? Ammonium chloride. Do you remember? Okay? Let us go for the next question. Now comes the next question. CH3C double bond O Cl, or let me make it as OET, and make me a react. Let me react with one equivalent of CH3 MgBr, one equivalent. What will happen? Tell me. CH3C double bond O, CH3, yes or no? And what will happen? Mg, oh, that was what? MgBr with OET, isn't it? Yes or no? O minus OET minus MgBr plus, yes or no? Tell me. Any doubt in this? Now, tell me. Number 8. If you have CH3C double bond OET, first is CH3 MgBr excess, followed by hydrolysis. What will happen? In excess means this will be the first product, isn't it? Followed by what? Hydrolysis. When I hydrolyze this, that means the product will be CH3C, CH3, CH3OH. When this is hydrolyzed, what will I get? Ethanol along with MgBrOH, isn't it? Yes or no? What will I get here? Ethanol. Easy? Doubt? Now, next question. Number 9 question. Please, be very careful while solving this question. This is one of my favorite questions. So this, if I'll treat with Me, MgBr, okay. Here if I'll take this nexus followed by hydrolysis. Now as you did to this, you cracked it here, isn't it? Similarly, if I'll crack it here I will get what? Alcohol, isn't it? Now tell me, what will happen? Just don't worry. Let us solve one by one. To this point, what will happen? Alcohol will come, OH, followed by two methyl groups. And out, yes or no? Now, to this O, what will happen? OH will be formed. Yes or no? Easy. Now here we have OH, 2 methyl, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the fifth position OH. Doubt? Also clear? Here I have taken this in excess. Huh? Easy? Doubt? Tell me. Now, one more question. Let me go for one more question. Now, let me do one more nicey question. Bit confusing, but these are very fundamental questions. Okay, it was a bit confusing, but very fundamental question. To this, if I'll react with MEMGBr excess followed by hydrolysis. Okay, followed by hydrolysis. What will happen in this case? Now tell me. When this will be in excess, first this group will leave, then this group will leave. Do you want me to do it slowly? Okay, let me do it for you. First, methyl comes. What will happen? ETO, C, O minus, O, ET, methyl attacks, isn't it? When this reverts back, this will be thrown out first. So when in first case it was thrown out, what will happen? ETO, C double bond O, Me. Yes or no? Again, and what we have with this? ETO minus, okay? ETO minus is here. And due to hydrolysis, it will form what? ETOH. Now, here again, Me, MgBr, it is in excess, right? This will attack this carbon. So, what will form? ETO, C, O minus, isn't it? With methyl, followed by what? Methyl, isn't it? Now, when again if this attacks, what will happen? This will be thrown out. So here, what will happen? Methyl carbon, carbonyl methyl. Now again, we have Me, MgBr. Again, here ethanol is thrown out. With hydrolysis, it will form ETO minus is thrown out. With hydrolysis, it will form ethanol. Here again, MeMgBr. Again, this attacks with hydrolysis. What will happen here? Methyl OH, methyl. Is this that is formed? Yes or no? Huh? That means what I got here, I will get here Me, C, OH, Me, isn't it? Let me do some practice questions. Can I rub this? Just pause it and solve it. No. It's not 10. Tell me quickly. This is given. So this, same thing. Methyl magnesium followed by hydrolysis. What will happen? Again, this point will be cut off, and what will be getting? What will I be getting here? Tertiary alcohol with. Do you agree with me or not? Yes or no? Easy? Doubt? Now, one more question belonging to this. What is that? If I get something like this, followed by this, what will I get? Again, remember or not? So, what will I get here in this case? Same, along with OH, OH. Yes or no? Doubt? Easy? Let us go for one more discussion. Next. Mono Grignard reagent. Okay. cannot be prepared from alkyl halide having Grignard reagent sensitive group. Now, I have discussed so many things that you know who are Grignard reagent sensitive groups. Groups having acidic hydrogen, groups having C double bond O, or I can say X double bond Y groups, or groups having halogens. These are acidic sensitive, these are Grignard sensitive. For example, if I write here something like this, C OH H CH2 CH2 CH2, ठीक है, CH2 Br. Okay, if I make them react with what? If I'll make them react with magnesium in dry ether medium. These are alkyl halide, isn't it? So in dry ether medium, what will happen in this case? In this case, let me write it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, isn't it? OH 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, B, here, MgBr 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Isn't it? MgBr. Now is this group having a acid sensitive group? Yes or no? When it is having an acid sensitive group, what will happen in this case? In this case, very small thing will occur. Here, this acid sensitive group will be minus, right? H. Yes or no? Attacking MgBr will be removed. So what will be formed here? CH2, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, CH3, here O minus, isn't it? Is this the reaction we do with an acid sensitive group? Yes or no? What happens in acid sensitive group? These are H, na? Here the alkyl part attacks this hydrogen. Yes or no? Remember, today I gave you the example in the first starting. What did I say? If you don't remember, I'll make you remember. Look here. CH3 MgBr with acid sensitive group ROH. This H comes to this CH3, isn't it? Why? This is plus, this is minus, this is acidic part, isn't it? So it forms what? CH4. Do you remember or not? Same thing happened. What happened in this case? Here, this alkyl part, this is minus, this is plus, this part took this H plus, so it becomes CH3. Easy? Yes or no? One more example. Let me go for one more example. Can I rub the board? Huh? Next. Look here. If or else one more concept. Mono GR is not possible with dihalide. What is that? Look here. CH2I. Okay. Now C double bond H. CH एक दो तीन चार एक दो तीन चार CH with CH2. So this, if I react with magnesium 1 equivalent in dry ether. Okay. So what will happen in this case? Simple concept. CS2 will be replaced. How it will be replaced? CS2 I CH double bond CH CS2 MgBr. Now do you understand or not that this is plus, this is minus, this can come over here, this can come over here, isn't it? And this I can be left, or simply I can say that this minus can attack this carbon and this I can be left out. So what will happen in this case? Can I get something like this? Magnesium attacking CH2 double bond CH single bond CH double bond CH2. You understand this conjugation concept? Yes or no? If you understood, really understood, now tell me a second question on this. Second question is, if it is given like this, look here, the question is very simple. Now, same magnesium in dry ether. What will happen? Here magnesium, what will what this magnesium will do? Now this magnesium will take out this bromine, then iodine, then same condition. This was the question that came in a competition. Okay, can I rub the board? Yes or no? Now your question might be that if it is a straight line of a single bond, what will happen? Let me tell you. Third example. Can I rub the board? Let me tell. If there is a single bond, what will happen? If it is a single bond, look here carefully. Third question for us. Now CS2, Cl, CS2, 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 Cl. Now to this same magnesium in dry ether. Okay. What will happen in this case? Will I get something like this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To this Cl. To this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To this MgCl, isn't it? Now this will have plus charge, this will have minus charge. This will attack this carbon, taking out this chlorine. Okay. So we will get what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 membered ring. Yes or no? Easy. Copy. No. Fourth question. Tell me. Okay. Let me write here Br. Let me write here Br. What will happen in this? Same. Magnesium 1 equivalent followed by in dry ether medium. What will happen? Will I get something like this? Isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes or no? Easy? Now, one more question. Cl, Cl, same. This will attack this 1, 2, 3, 4. A 4 membered ring, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. Here it will attack, right? Here this Cl will be Mg, na, alright? So 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5 membered ring. Isn't it? In one position there is methyl. 1, 2, 3, 4. In fifth position there is a methyl. Okay? Easy? Now tell me. In the sixth question, what will happen? It is given like this. Okay? Here. 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 Okay? Done. What will happen with this same thing? Now, do you agree with me or not? That will have something like this. Isn't it? This will attack this. This carbon will that this carbon leaving this. So here carbon, isn't it? Easy? Doubt? Huh? Clear? So one, two carbon, right? Sorry, two carbon. Easy? Concept clear? Huh? One more question. Now let me go for one more question. Question number 7. Okay. What will happen in this case? Pure magnesium. How many equivalents are required? In that case, there are two equivalents. Here, one equivalent. Here, if I take two equivalents, what will happen? Dry ether. One Cl bonded to this, other Cl bonded to this. Shall I get something like this? Isn't? Next, question number 8. Tell me. So this magnesium, one equivalent with dry ether. What will happen? Cl bonded to this straight away. What will I get here? A cuban. What will I get here? A cuban. Okay. Easy. So, my dear students, I have discussed today some chemical properties, that is SN, pH of Grignard's reagent. Further, more reactions are left out which will be discussed in the next class. Please kindly go through my videos, write the notes and ask me doubts. Till then, bye bye, take care and keep safe. Bye bye.